of isolation, to say that we want to isolate a certain nation, where does this stem from? Where did it start to emerge? In the course of history, there were arrogant powers who thought they can do everything for the whole world. In our time, especially in the past 60 years, this language has been adopted. Well, in the past 56 years, this kind of literature or language has been prevalent. 4, 5, 6 countries called themselves the world community, and they told the whole world that it's us who decides. Well, after the Islamic Revolution, generally, and specifically in the past few years, this language has faded away. World equations have changed, interactions have changed. This language is history. This language is no more. They're just talking unknowingly. They imagine that there are 7 billion people around the world waiting for them to take their orders, for them to obey. Peoples of the world do not recognize them. The right of veto is not recognized. The Security Council is not recognized. When talking about Iran, who can isolate Iran? This is something impossible. And the reason is clear. The peculiarities of Iran, it's unprecedented. It's unique. You look at the political atmosphere in the world. The most strategic part of the world is the Middle East, both in terms of economy and political and cultural. It's the cradle of civilizations and cultures. It's running in the people's blood. It cannot be stopped. It's the source of the world power energy. It's the intersection between world continents. There are great countries that even possess atomic bombs. They're also around Iran, but since they pushed aside from the equations, they are now second-grade countries. Now, let's come back to the Middle East, the most strategic part of the world. Here in this region, which country is the most important? It's evident. The position of Iran is not deniable. It cannot be covered up. It cannot be ignored, both in terms of being a cradle of civilization and having the capacity of production of culture, both in terms of manpower, in terms of science and know-how, economy, and other political capacities. The people of Iran throughout history, not only in the Middle East, but beyond the Middle East, have always been a determining factor in all political equations, and that's the same today. How can they ever do this? They need us. Therefore, this is something irrelevant to say from those big-headed, arrogant powers, and it belongs to the past that cannot be implemented, and I'm surprised to hear such things. Their power is diminishing, their economy is diminishing, and their efficacy is diminishing. You can see for yourself, what can they do in the Middle East? They can't do nothing. The world public opinion is supporting who? They know themselves that they are supporting the people of Iran. It does not mean that the Iranian nation feels superior over others. That's not true. Iranian people are brave enough to express what other people in other countries have in their hearts. If you see Iranian public opinion, you see that most countries' people are supporting the people of Iran, because Iranians are talking the word of truth, and that's why world people support them. Even America and Europe, you can see this support. They put a cap on those feelings and sentiments, especially in Europe and America. They don't allow people to express their feelings through the methods that they have. So these comments belong to the past, especially those regarding Iran. They're meaningless, and even if they're meaningful, they could not be put into practice because they need us more than we need them. We can do without them, but they cannot do without us. The world is moving toward a new world order. There's a general inclination against the current order, and everyone is after new relations outside of this colonial rule. And this needed to be strengthened. This inclination is both in Africa, in Asia, and in Latin America. The countries we visited too, we have good relations with them. It was necessary for us to cement our relations and to also regulate and coordinate future plans. We have several countries. We're having our own consultations, our cooperation. We don't want to the West to know all of the plans that we have for future. Of course, we have plans. The thoughts, what we have proposed, we're having lots of supporters. The bank that we based in Venezuela. Right after that, several more countries said they are for that. They want to have the same bank. You see that the arrangements will be made in several months, and a multinational bank outside of that circle will be formed, which is very important. We are planting some young trees, and they will be forming into a new network. If we announce that we're forming such a new network, they will confront it. They don't allow this. They are plundering the whole world. They're the master of the world because of this prevalent system. We're going to abolish this system. We're going to replace it with another system. Of course, all this, most of the ballyhoo that they are creating against Iran is because of Iran's potential, that Iran is able, Iran cannot be a source of new developments in the world. We think that nuclear issue is solved. We have no nuclear discussion with them. Whatever they say, we have nothing to discuss about nuclear issue. We are doing everything legally. We want our own rights. We don't want anything more. Any questions they had, legal questions they had, we replied to them. We got the confirmation, and we did not care about the media hype and the ballyhoo that they created. Anytime they did anything illegally, we said that we didn't recognize it. Certain governments are seriously opposed to that situation, including the UK. We are sure that the UK was against it. The Geneva talks, which were done in the right way, we were moving in the right way, on the way of understanding the Zionist regime, was strongly opposed to it, and they were after changing the atmosphere, the calm atmosphere, and they wanted to say that there is no understanding. They made investments in this. Some people were deceived, some countries were deceived. I think Russia made a mistake. I think Russia didn't know what they did. They did not have a good analysis of the status quo in the world. Maybe they were misinformed, and they joined the other side. The Zionist regime and the UK, they were the major players. They pushed the panic button. They couldn't imagine that what happened in Geneva. There were constructive talks between Iran and seven major countries, and we sat down and discussed issues. But if they want to see anybody superior to another one, we don't recognize. And they all know this. That time is over. They said that we want to get this fuel out of Iran and then distance Iran from making bombs. This is something irrelevant to say. It's meaningless. We said, okay, we don't want to make bombs. We're not like them. We're transparent. We're brave enough. If we want to make an atomic bomb, we'll announce to the whole world. Our leader said that in principle and basically, we oppose proliferation of bombs. It's not in our defense doctrine. This is ridiculous for the IAEA to set a condition. We are a member of the IAEA. You don't give it to us? Okay, we'll produce it ourselves. And I'm telling our respected Iranian people that there is no room for war. We have the technology. We can produce the fuel ourselves. We just wanted to give them a chance for cooperation. They did not benefit from that chance. Of course, some people inside are to be blamed, and they themselves, the foreign powers, were also to blame. They shouldn't have been bowed down to the Zionist pressure and the UK pressure. Then they issued this resolution which has no legal basis. Just look at it. How can they run the affairs of the world like this? The world cannot be run like this. A country has atomic bombs, is not a member of the NPT, is not committed to anything, they leave it free, and that we are a full member of the NPT and the IEA, and